Let's get married. Welcome to Community News. My name is Paul.
And my name is Sasha.
Hello there, Sasha. How are you today?
I am so excited because I heard your intro, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but I feel like today's the day you're finally going to ask me to marry you.
I am finally going to ask you to marry me. Will you? No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I couldn't do that to your husband. If you'd not been married to him, I'm afraid that I would find my body in some garbage skiff down the street from my house if I ever did that. So I can't do that. No, married. Don't you hear? In town for the first time ever, mass wedding on Valentine's Day. We're here to give the exclusive announcement on Community News. The community.
Wait, it's going to be like when that Korean Young Sun Moon guy did it in Central Park?
I think it was Madison Square Garden, but yes, when he married like 100 million people at one time.
Yeah, why did he even do that? Were those people that were too cheap to all have their own weddings?
No, they were all followers of his. And so he ordained, and I don't even think these people had met beforehand. He just matched them up there, and it was one of those weddings.
I see. They were all Moonies, and he just matched them. Whoever you got married to.
Exactly.
Gosh, I wish we could find those people and do the follow-up on how many are still together. And
do you think, had you been there, would you still be together with that, or would you be gone from your Mooney husband?
Okay, there's so few people that I can even stand for shorter periods of time, and there's no way I could ever have gone for like a match me up kind of thing.
Really?
Like all the shows on TV too, like 90 Day Fiance, Married at First Sight. I'm like, oh, puke. I would absolutely. I mean, there's just no way.
So no, you would not be in a mooning wedding as we spoke. Although you could have moved on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I wonder if that happened also. If there was like
you always say, a lot of people just get on your nerves. Like there's a lot of people I don't even want to spend 45 minutes with to have a coffee. So the idea of actually like taking marriage and saying I'll just roll the dice with whomever. No, thank you.
Well, the beauty of this is it's not marrying for the first time. This is renewing your vows on Valentine's Day. And in inimitable fashion, I said it was at the community center. That's where you sign up. The weddings are actually taking place on the beach. So everybody better hope that February 14th is a fun day and a nice day.
I was going to say that's so beautiful, except that it's not June, and it's going to be like polar vortex on the beach.
Right.
They're going to be wearing North Face jackets and Timberlands at this mass wedding.
Well, I got the announcement. I'm not going to say who proposed this for fear of shaming them on Community News. But if you want to sign up, go down to the community center, sign up online for the renewal of the vows down at the beach on Valentine's Day. How do you like that? So you and your hubby can go.
No. I'm going to guess that it was Mayor Bud who came up with it, former Mayor Bud, because remember he was all into like things like mass swing-a-thons and love, and I bet he came up with this to raise money for the town.
I will neither confirm nor deny whether it was Mayor Bud. I can't. I'm keeping my sources secret as to who it was. Okay. That's the first time I think I've ever kept a secret here on Community News. It's amazing. I would tell you off air, but I know that the next time we reported, that would be on air, though. That's the problem.
Well, I think the mass wedding renewal sounds great. I hope they're charging enough money for each registration so that they can actually like buy something for the town, like put a cop out for the traffic at a couple spots. I keep reading people complaining about that, how much traffic there is. So the latest hubbub is people are angry that there's even more traffic than there was before in town because, it's built for like the 1600s with these narrow roads. And they're upset because they're like 700 new families, they said, moved to Townport in the COVID fleeing of New York City. And some people said, look, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're happy your house prices went up, your real estate prices. You can't be mad that now it takes 25 minutes to go 4 blocks, but people are. So
if I can't complain about that, can I complain about the snowstorm that we had on Saturday? Can I complain about that and how miserable I am that it's cold and still snowy out and I hate every second of it?
I hate that cold feeling. I hate freezing. I hate people who go, it's not that bad if you just get the right stuff and wear layers. Okay, so now I'm in 3 layers of itchy shit leggings, thermals, and, shirts and the boots. And I'm walking and I'm like the Michelin man because, I mean, I don't know how anybody walks with that many layers of things or feels at all like comfortable. I feel like I have 20 pounds of clothing on me on top of the pounds I've gained with COVID. Like, I love when people are like, oh, as long as you have the right clothes, it doesn't even feel cold. Yeah. Now it just feels itchy and heavy.
And it still feels cold. I'm miserable and I want it to warm up. I want it to be spring already. And I hate February. I'm saying that on record on February 2nd that I hate this month because I'm already cold.
I've always said,
well, I'm continuing to be cold, I should say.
I've always maintained that the reason that they put Valentine's Day is in February is just because winter sucks so bad in the cold parts of the country that they needed to inject something in that they thought would be like cute or, I don't know, happy, or maybe people would like have sex and warm up, Otherwise, that holiday would be in June.
Is that what they think, that people would have sex in the middle of February just because of February 14th? Is that what the whole deal is?
Well, I was saying that actually to be cognizant of our male listeners. Because when I first was saying they put this happy, cute thing in there to make everyone happy, I realized that's only the women. Like, the men dread Valentine's Day because they're like, seriously, is my person going to make me buy a card and flowers and candy? Am I going to have to take her out to dinner? And the only hope that the man has with it is that they're like, all right, maybe I'll do some of this stuff if I'm going to at least get laid. So that's what I was saying.
How dare you say that? Valentine's Day is the most sacred day on the calendar every single year. I can't believe you're slagging it like that when I hold it so sacred in my heart. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day that I've ever had in my life. Well, maybe not the best. Well, maybe the best. Involved you, Paul, when we did our live show to a party full of women on Valentine's Day. We did Community News Live. That may have been the best Valentine's Day.
That was the one. That was what we just played the past 2 weeks when we were off. The live show on Valentine's Day.
Well, that was a fun Valentine's Day. I sadly miss our live shows. We need to get back up.
It was fun for me also because I was surrounded by a room full of women.
Exactly.
None of whom were running away from me. They actually wanted to talk to me.
They were all like with their jaws. What's the word? A gape?
A gape.
Yeah, their jaws were agape, listening to hanging on your every word. And you were like one of two guys in the room, so you really seemed like a hot commodity.
Right.
Can we just say, like, if we were still doing an in-person live show, you and I could totally do a fun matchmaker Valentine live show where we invited men and women and we matched them up.
You know what I find offensive about your last statement? That I was only one of two men in the room, so I was a hot commodity, as opposed to had there been a bunch of guys in the room, then I would have been chopped liver. Thanks a lot.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. But I just meant it was like you and one of my neighbors, I think, who's a listener.
Right.
And, so maybe my kids. So I'm just saying, like, not that you're not a hot commodity anyway.
Yeah.
But you're the only one. It's like everyone's like, oh, plus you're being the funny one up there. I have so many bad Valentine stories that I could tell you from back in the day. Oh, my God.
Well, I think, as I said, what come 2 weeks from today or 12 days from today, when you get renewed your vows with your hubby, it will be a wonderful Valentine's Day. And it will even eclipse our live show when I was surrounded by a bevy of women, all of whom thought I was desirable because I was the only man in the room. So it'll be perfect.
When he and I suddenly reunite on a cold, frozen New England beach,
right.
And we'll run towards each other like Danny and Sandy in Greece.
Perfect. I know I've asked you before, would you be slutty Sandy or proper Sandy?
I have to think I'd always be prissy proper Sandy.
Oh. You didn't like slutty Sandy in her leather pants?
I did.
Stomping out the cigarette?
I certainly did, like, look at her as like, wow, look at that. But I never wanted to be the slutty girl. No, I wanted to, like, I was always, I would always maybe try to be the pure girl. Not try, just on the outside, I've always been the pure girl who maybe, if I'm going to be slutty, it's going to be behind closed doors. I'm not going to walk around with the black skin-tight pants like that and the low cut,
Sasha After Dark, behind closed doors on a special Community News coming up soon.
Listen, Listen, what we're talking about is so in the past. I can't even, I mean, I'm not even in touch with either of those people. Like the pure, whatever. I'm not in touch with sexual Sasha. I'm not in touch with flirty Sasha. Somehow I lost her 50 pounds ago before the COVID weight gain.
We'll find Flirty Sasha again. Couple other things, Flirty Sasha. We want to wish congratulations to the Fine family and their Pomeranian Popeye, who won the virtual pet contest
Wow.
this winter. Isn't that wonderful?
A lot of alliteration there.
I know.
Okay. Congratulations
To
the Fine
Papa.
family.
Yep. Coming up also at the community center, another virtual baking contest. If you want to bake something and take a picture of it, you can maybe win the virtual baking contest. And one live event coming up at the community center. A cornhole tournament is coming up next Saturday night at the community center. If you want a cornhole, go to the community center.
Yeah, Slutty Sandy. Cornhole always sounds dirty to me.
It always does. I played cornhole once in my life. I mean, the actual game of cornhole.
You too?
Of course.
Why do they even call it cornhole? Because it's a wooden thing, but it's shaped like all different things, never corn.
Well, because I think aren't the packets full of corn, the things that you throw? Isn't that what the whole cornhole thing is? That you're throwing corn into a hole?
This just purposely, like people on those shows like Jackass purposely came up with it to get people to say cornhole.
Right.
You know? Like I feel like they purposely came up with it so that there was something I heard the other day that was some word like that where it's like, didn't anyone like think, like nobody thought this sounds a little dirty.
So will you be cornholing at the community center? Some more alliteration on Saturday night.
I will not be cornholing. Okay. Paul, I don't know what to do about this problem I have, but like everything that everyone seems to get so much pleasure out of, I not only don't get pleasure out of, but like I hear it, and if I'm in a bad enough mood, it makes me angry. Like the Bake Off, that alone, just hearing it makes me angry because I'm like, I don't like cooking. I don't bake much. I'm too lazy. I'd rather just grab a yogurt or a granola bar that's pre-made. So then the idea of like making it an activity, now I'm going to schlep all my stuff down to the community center and try to bake there. Like, and you know me, I'm a little physically disorganized. I'm going to really have a bag that has yeast, flour, sugar, all the things, like eggs that I'm going to get there and the eggs aren't cracked. I don't know. And then I just think like, what's even the point? The point of everything is just to somehow convince us that all these meaningless things we do to give life meaning somehow matter, even though they're just all stupid ways to waste time because we all have too much time. Everybody says life is short. We have too much time on this planet.
Wow. And on that community news, on that fun
I'm just saying
epilogue,
lifespans have become too long if what we need to do is go to bake fests and cornhole contests. That's all I'm saying. Like when I see things like that, it makes me think we obviously life isn't short enough because we have all the time to do all this dumb shit.
Well, I'm going cornholing on Saturday. That's all I have to know. Whether it sounds funny, dirty, or not, I am going cornholing because I am hoping for the worst.
First of all, you're not even a summer cornholer. The idea of you being a winter cornholer is wholly unacceptable and absurd. There's no way you're getting all thermaled up and in your snow boots to go out there to winter cornhole.
Just to prove you wrong, I am going to winter cornhole on Saturday and report back next week to let you know.
Okay, I want a selfie of you winter cornholing as well. And I want like the date in the picture. I also want to mention you're a big golfer. How could you cornhole when you golf? Like it's the same thing, putting something in a hole, and you enjoy one so much more. Why are you going to do the one with the little packets?
There's a lot of things I enjoy putting in holes, and I'm going to continue to try a new one at this point.
Oh, you're going to take a little flavor packet and throw it in a wooden box?
Yeah, why are you mocking me now that I want a cornhole? That I become a cornhole aficionado?
Part of how you and I bonded in the first place is that we both feel the same way about many things. We both don't like the freezing cold. We both get bored living in the suburbs. We both find parents at the school obsessive and annoying. and we both hate cornholing. And now you're going to take that away from me. Once again, it brings up my abandonment issues. It makes me feel like you're becoming this other person.
Well, I am cornholing on Saturday, and I will make an assessment whether or not I will become a professional cornholer and do that for the rest of my life, or I will hate it as much as you say I will hate it, which I'm sure will be that.
Cornholing an activity event at like Florida, Arizona, and Vegas, like retirement communities? Is cornholing there with like pickleball and stuff?
I have no idea. That is an investigation that you're going to have to do. I'm going to practice cornholing now so I can be the master cornholer. You get your wedding gown ready because you're getting married on the 14th. So
I was say I'm not going to be practicing saying I do.
You better practice.
I'm going to practice saying I don't. I'm going to renew the wedding vows and then surprise everyone that it's a non-renewal.
It's the big divorce thing where you actually separate. Anyway.
I don't.
Anyway, on that note, that wraps up this episode of Community News. And as always, my name is Paul.
Sorry, what a fine episode it was, too. As always, my name is Sasha.
Sasha, I will see you again next Tuesday.
I will see you next Tuesday, Paul. We love you, community.
Take care, everyone.
Happy 2022.
Bye-bye.